Hey, hi, hello, friendos! So we're back with another high school advice video. Today I'm going to be focusing on friendships and bullying and a little bit of like crushes and that kind of stuff. And the first question I got was from Phantom Shadow 55, and they said, "What do you think is the ideal amount of friends?" And honestly, this differs for everybody. Like, I'm an introvert, so like I'm cool with like one or two friends. Like honestly, like I have like, not counting my little sister who's my best friend, but outside of family, I have like probably two friends that like I can go to with anything and like I know that they'll be there for me, and that is enough for me. And honestly, I think that it's enough to just have one person that you can go to. But I also really like, that's actually a goal for me even in college, is to make more friends this year. And it really depends on who you are as a person, and it can be really fun to have like a big group of friends, but I think as long as you have one person that you can rely on and you can go to at any time with anything, you'll be good. Next question was, I have to read this one off my phone because it was kind of long and I didn't want to write it all down on this piece of paper. It's from Tarana Edwards. I've been separated from most of my friends this year. Should I spend time with each of them separately, which is going to be really hard because our schedules don't match, or should I try to get them all to get along with each other and that way spend time with all of them every day? I would say, as far as this question goes, try to get them all to get along. If you can get all of your friends to like hang out in a big group, that would be awesome. But there are some people that just won't really ever mesh together, and in that aspect, it can be kind of hard to hang out with everyone, especially if you all have different schedules. But if you can definitely like try to organize something fun and casual, like maybe like go bowling or roller skating or go out for ice cream or something like that with a bunch of people, and see if they'll all get along. And then you can hang out with all of your friends and then like sit all together at lunch or something like that. But if that doesn't work and like all of your friends don't mesh, then yeah, I would say spend time one-on-one with them if you can. And even if you can't spend time with everyone all the time, like that's okay. Like sometimes people drift apart because they get busy and like that kind of stuff, and that's natural and normal, and it'll be okay, like hopefully. But yeah, if you can, it would be awesome to hang out with everybody. But if not, like just try to hang out with your friends one-on-one when you can. So the next question is from Jan Bazooka, and they said how to deal with toxic/fake friends. And in my opinion, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, in life, you need people that are gonna be there for you and who are gonna stick by your side and who will support you when you're down and lift you up when you're up and all of those kind of things. And if you have toxic or fake friends in your life, there's no reason to put up with that, because you deserve people that love you and who will support you. And it'll save you so much time and energy and heartache if you just focus on the friends that are there for you and who are not toxic. Be there for the people who need you, and if they're going through stuff, talk to them about it. Explain to them how you're feeling, but you do not need to put up with people who don't support you. Next question. I'm a freshman and in classes with older students that I don't know well. What are good topics for conversation so I can get to know them better? And that's from Michaela.Jean. That's super cool that you're in classes with older people, because it's neat to meet people outside of your age range. As far as things to talk to them about, you can talk to them about the class that you're in. You can talk to them about like TV shows and stuff. I find that fandoms are always like a really great way to like get to know people. So if you see someone wearing like a Marvel shirt, talk to them about Marvel, or like that kind of stuff is a good like icebreaker. And like especially if it's in a class like science that like or English or something, you can talk about that, because if you're in an upper level course, like chances are the people there really like what they're studying, and that's always something cool to talk to people about and find out if they're also passionate about things that you're passionate about. And if none of that works, you can always fall back on the weather. Next question is from issa.mjf, and they said how to talk to your crush. And you can always start with like surface level stuff. Like if you're in a class together, talk about the class together. If you know that they really like something, people love to talk about themselves. So ask them questions about themselves. Ask them what their favorite color is. Ask them what their favorite subject is. Ask them what their favorite movie was. Ask them things that like just to get to know people better. People really like to talk about themselves. I do. That's why I have a YouTube channel. But especially if they're your crush, they're gonna love like telling you more about themselves, and you get to learn more about them and like make a friend, and it's super cool. And like I wouldn't like, don't stress out because you like them. Like start off just trying to be really good friends with them, and if that leads to being in a relationship, then that's awesome. It's really important to, I think, in my opinion, become friends with someone and then date them. So if you can learn more about them, that'll be awesome. And don't treat them like a crush, I guess. Treat them just like a friend, and that'll make talking to them a lot less scary, and it'll make things move more organically. Because back when I was in high school, I would always be afraid of talking to my crush because I was like, they're gonna know that I like them. But like, that's kind of what you want to happen anyway, so just be yourself around them. Be natural. That actually brings me to my next question, kind of on the same level, is how do you get girls to like you, from CJBXD? And again, I'm just gonna give you the best advice that I can give in this case. Be yourself. Don't try to pretend to be someone else. Don't try to act cool in front of them. Just be who you are, and they'll fall in love with who you are. You know, you don't need to be any certain way. You just need to relax and be who you are and be yourself. And just, you know, make jokes, be genuine, be kind, don't be mean, and don't try to act cool. Just be yourself. And that goes for how to get guys to like you too, either way. Alright, so some people literally just ask bullies. So that's good to bring me into the next section. So I got a lot of questions like this, and I'm gonna preface this by saying, again, I'm not a professional. If you're getting seriously bullied at school, you need to talk to an adult and bring it to someone's attention. You do not need to put up with bullies, because there are ways to be safe at school. Please, if you're getting seriously bullied, talk to an adult. So a lot of people asked these kinds of questions, and I'm just gonna go through them, and some of my answers might be really similar, and I might say questions that are really similar, but I just want to kind of cover everything that everybody asked. So I got a question that literally said, why are kids assholes? I know this is gonna sound cliche, but for the most part, people are mean to other people because they don't like who they are themselves, and you can't avoid it. People are gonna be mean, and like I said in my last video, like high school is a short period of time compared to the rest of your life. So when things are really bad, just remember that it is not permanent. This too shall pass. You're not alone. And once you graduate, your time in school will seem so short compared to the time that's in front of you. The time that you don't have to deal with any of that garbage. So like, I would say don't let what you're experiencing right now seem like it's the end of the world, seem like it's the be-all end-all, because right now it may seem like that's your life and that's all you're ever gonna get, but it's not. After high school, things are completely different, and if I let the things that happened to me in high school like dictate the rest of my life, I would not be where I am right now. So I have to tell you guys that like it gets better, and it's such a short period of time that you have to deal with that kind of stuff before you have your huge, giant, long adventure of a life in front of you. Like, it's awful and it's gonna be hard, but you can get through this, and I believe in you. Next question was, what do you do if all of your teachers are mean to others but not to you? There's always gonna be those teachers that seem like they're really mean, but they're really just strict and they don't want to put up with things because all they want to do is like teach and get through the day. And I really just respect teachers in general because what they do is really hard. Like, kids can be really mean to teachers and kids can be exhausting to deal with, but like obviously teachers got into their jobs because they wanted to teach people. They wanted to help other people learn. And honestly, if they're nice to you, that means you must be doing something right. They must like you, and that's a good thing. And it may be hard to like be perceived as the teacher's pet or anything, but I think it's way better to like do well academically and do well in your classes than like have other people think that you're cool if you're like mean to teachers or something like that. This is kind of similar. How do I survive bullies and bad teachers my final year? Well, one thing, it's your final year. You just have to get through this year and then you're either in college or getting a job and you're free from high school. And I'm not gonna lie, like high school can be really tough, but I would say focus on your studies, focus on doing well this year, and focus on doing extracurricular stuff and hanging out with your friends. And don't worry about what bullies are saying behind your back or to your face, and don't worry about teachers being mean. Focus on you. Focus on the person that you're becoming, and know that you're almost done and you're almost out and you'll get to be yourself way more. This question was anonymous and it was on my Sarahara. I love that I call it that. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Someone who is supposed to be your friend is avoiding you. This happened to me a lot in high school. Like, I would say, like, I never got bullied in particular, but I got isolated a lot. I got a lot of friends that would, like, say that they were there for me, but not actually be there for me. I got a lot of friends that would get mad at me for, like, really stupid reasons or reasons that I didn't understand. And like I said earlier at the beginning of this, like, have that one person that you can rely on and, focus on building those kind of relationships. Okay. The next question was, how to deal with someone who's supposed to be your friend is avoiding you. And, my advice is to talk to them about it. It's not good to just deal with someone not telling you what's going on in their lives. And I think it's really important to communicate with other people. So I would say go ask them if there's a reason why they've been avoiding you. Maybe they're going through something and they haven't wanted to tell you about it, or maybe you did something that upset them, but it's really important to ask. And then if they don't give you a reason or if it's still bad, I would say to just explain to them, I guess, that like what they're doing is hurting you, and to try and focus on some of your other friendships, I guess. I had to deal with that a lot in high school, where people would like avoid me or isolate me or wouldn't tell me what's going on in their lives. And honestly, the best option is to ask them about it, because hopefully they'll tell you a reason, and that's better than not knowing. Okay, so another question from Uncertainly Timid Photography. They said, how do you deal with anxiety at school? And I'm kind of lumping this in with friends and bullies, but it's not really related. It's kind of different, and it probably should have gone in the other video, but oh well. There's this thing that I do when I get anxiety in public situations, and I don't know if it's like real or not, but I saw it in a BuzzFeed video once, and it's to blow on the back of your thumb. Like that. Because there's a pulse in your thumb, and supposedly that's supposed to kind of calm it down. But regardless of if that's true, it helps me to focus on doing something, like laser focus on like blowing on my thumb. And it also helps you to like calm down your breathing, because you're taking deep breaths and then you're blowing it all out, so that I'm not thinking about whatever's giving me anxiety. It's also something really casual that you can do that like no one else will really notice, because if you just like set your hand up on your desk and are just kind of breathing out on it, like that doesn't look weird or anything like that, and it's something that you can just do to like center your attention on something other than your anxiety. Other than that, I would say like focus on breathing. That's really important during anxiety or panic attacks, because that's what ends up happening. Your heart rate accelerates and you start breathing really fast. And that's something that you can do that no one will notice, that you just take deep breaths. And if you're worrying about something in particular, do whatever you can to focus off of that. I like to sing lyrics to songs in my head, or think about like really funny Jack videos or something like that. Like I got really anxious at work and I started singing Chop Suey because I had watched Jack's cover of that a while ago, and like that made me really happy. because it makes me happy to think of things that make me happy. So whenever you get anxious at school, try to focus on something that you can like pinpoint on so your brain doesn't spiral out of control, and think of like happy things rather than thinking about what's giving you the anxiety. And then the last question is from universe.lester, and I'm reading it on my phone. And it's kind of long and kind of personal, so I'm just gonna get to the question part of it. But it was basically like, a lot of their friends haven't been talking to them, and they started having lunch, not in the lunchroom, but out in the hall where they can draw. And basically when they talk to their friends, they don't tell them why they're upset, which just kind of ties into my other stuff. And then they're dealing with a lot of things at home that's stressful. And I know that a lot of you guys can probably identify to situations like this. Honestly, it's really hard because a lot of things can go on in your social life, and you can be dealing with people who aren't there for you anymore, and stressful things going on at home, and feeling just like alone. But I would say, like I said before, that high school is a really short period of time compared to the rest of your life. I would say if you don't have friends that can be there for you in real life, reach out to people online, because there are a lot of people that will be there for you there because they identify with what you're going through. Try to mend the friendships that you can, but understand that some friendships end, and that's perfectly natural and perfectly normal. Most of my friendships ended when I was in middle school, and then I kind of had to start fresh in high school. But honestly, you're gonna start fresh several times in your life, and that's healthy and it's normal, and it's okay for that to happen. But people come and go out of your life, and that's natural. And do your best to keep the friendships that are good and healthy, and people that are there for you, and like build those relationships up and focus on that. It's okay to not have tons of friends, and it's okay to just be by yourself sometimes. If you like hanging out not in the lunchroom and drawing and or writing or something, and that makes you happy, like that's fine. Don't worry about what other people think of you, because their opinions don't matter. What matters is like focusing on you and making sure that you're healthy and that you're doing good in school so you can move on from beyond school, and like focus on like internet friendships if that's what's good. Like if that's your best friendships are online, that's okay. Like if you have people to talk to, that's really important. But like it can be really hard and overwhelming and stressful, and when you add all of the friendship drama and the bullying drama, add that in with your schoolwork, it can be really, really stressful. But I really genuinely believe in all of you guys, and I know that you can make it through it. And like I've said a bajillion times, if I can impress upon anything to you guys, it's what you're going through right now is temporary. It does not last forever. It will not last forever. You will get through it, you will move beyond it, and things will be amazing. And you'll laugh at that you thought that that was the end of the world, because the world is huge, and life is long, and you have so much that you can experience, and it will be amazing, and it'll be so much better than what you're going through now. So I would say focus on school, focus on getting through that, and if you're seriously, seriously sad, depressed, anxious, going through something really tough, reach out to people, reach out to your guidance counselors, that's why they're there. Reach out to your parents, they want to help you if they can. Reach out to friends that are there for you, that you know will support you. You don't have to do it alone. You are not alone. And I believe in you, and you can get through it. Once again, I hope that any of this advice, anything, helped during this video. If you have any more questions for me, don't be afraid to leave them in the comments. Please remember that I'm not a professional, and if you're seriously going through something, seek out real adult professional help, because they've been through it and they know what they're talking about, and they know how to help you best. Especially people that are close to you who actually know what you're going through. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!